Hey you guys, so a lot of you don't know me. My name is Kristen, and if you do know me, thank you for joining me. So a lot of you have asked what materials I use, what Bible do I have, how do you use them, so that's what I'm making this video for today. So you seen me post the watercolor pencils in the comment yesterday, so this is just what they are. I don't know if you guys can read that or not. But they're just the Sargent Art water pencils, and in a minute I'll show you how I use them and how I use my blender pens with them in my Bible. The second I just use a plain mechanical pencil just to kind of sketch out on copy paper, and then I go over it with a dark black like Crayola marker, or I have a Artist Loft pen that I will go over on copy paper with, and then I try to do that to get my sketch laid out, my design laid out and how I want it. And what I try to do is I try to lay the copy paper on top of my Bible. So if I come across the page, or a page that I have like a big section like this at the bottom, that I have this whole area to do, so what I will do is I will kind of lay it over the top, and I'll kind of use a pencil and kind of sketch out and make border lines of where I can draw and how big of an area I have, so that way I know how big I need to make my image. And then what I'll do after I get through drawing it is, like I said, I'll go over with a dark marker. I'm just going to do a heart. And I will kind of fold it or tear it however I'll need it to go to fit under here. And I will lay it underneath my Bible page. And my pages are pretty thin, so it leaves a big shadow underneath. And I will go over it with my pencil. And once I do that in my pencil and I have a good sketch of how I want to do it, then I will go over it in my Precision B5 pen. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. You probably can't. It has a very, very thin point on it, and it's good to trace with, or draw out in my Bible. I don't do it too hard because it will tear the pages, and if you do it too hard, it will almost bleed. It'll leave a very, very, very dark shadow underneath. This is the hand drawing I did with it, and you can see it. That's the underneath part of it, or the back page of it. So it did leave a very dark shadow. I wish I hadn't have done that as hard as I did, but you know, I can't change it now. And also I do recommend putting a couple pieces of copy paper or a piece of cardstock underneath the page you're drawing, to kind of put a thick layer in between the two pages, because mine did leave like a shadow of where the pencil drawings were. So that is what I recommend as in drawing on your pages. A lot of you have asked where I got my tabs from. The pink tabs, I got them at Books A Million. You can get them, I think they were $4.99. And then my Bible is the single column journaling Bible. You can get these at Lifeway. You can get them on Amazon. I know a lot of you have been using sketch pads, and that's great. You're not messing with your Bible, which is awesome. They do make the journaling Bible specifically for you to draw, write, take notes, highlight, stuff like that. Let's see. So I'm going to show you how the watercolor pencils work and how I use them and what to do with them. I'm just going to do it very lightly. I will show you how I'm going to do that. So I've got my watercolor pencils here. I don't know if you can see them or not. So I'm going to, let me take you back out a little bit. So I'm going to start on the edges with a very, very dark tint. A very, very dark line of the red. And this is actually a reddish orange color, so that's perfectly fine because I'm going to use this one and blend in with another color. And I'm not going to go around the inside lines because those are going to be a different color. I'm just going to go around the edge of the leaf, the edges of it, because that's where I'm going to start my blending into the center of it. And sometimes the precision pen will bleed or blend in if you're not careful with the blender. So I recommend, if you're going to use the precision pen that I showed you, this one, then I would wait to do that after. I would do all your blending with your pencil still on there. Because if you don't, then what's going to happen is your black pen is going to bleed on there. Alright, so now what I'm doing is I'm going over this lightly. I'm kind of going from dark to light with the colored pencil from the edge, and I'm working my way into the center. Like I said, I'm starting out dark and I'm lightening up as I go. And once you start this fading process, it doesn't look like just plain lines anymore. It starts to come, you know, off the page. It starts to brighten it up a little bit. It starts to add realism to it. And like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm no artist or anything like that, but knowing these techniques will help you to make your images look brighter and fuller and more realistic. So now that I'm done with that, I'm going to go in with my orange, and I'm going to fade the edge of the red, not very dark, but into the orange color. And it's okay if you have white space behind your colored pencil, because it doesn't have to be completely filled in, because once you use the blender pen, then it will start to blend all of that together and cover up that white space.